So let's welcome Jerry.
On my desk writing pad, there were words. You are stronger than you think. At first, when I looked at the rankings in my classroom wall, I started saying if strength meant to be perfect. In my middle school, there were rankings displayed around the classroom that seems to mean everything. Each score on the wall was like a show of success and failure. And when I looked at rankings, the same name was on the number one. The student was flawless, always calm, always confident, with notes that looked like answers that were never wrong. However, when I look at my name, it always at the middle level, which makes me think that I need to copy that perfect student. So I started to see him as a sort of symbol for the people who I want to be. And oh, at first, this this feeling was innocent, even motivational. And I started to think, if I can be like him, I can become the top student too. And so I started to copy his lifestyle, learning method, and every failure comes because I did not get the magical outcome of being them. And eventually, my emotional progress was subtle, yet very powerful. I no longer chase after simple improvement, but rather the perfect out of fear that I will be left behind. I started to imitate every moment of that student's life. I no longer talk with my friend during breaks. Instead, I recite vocabulary in my desk. I always have lunch with my notebook for different subjects. And during weekends, I was engulfed by my extracurricular classes, where the place was like huge silent cage, and the only sound I could hear is the scratching of pens on paper. My desk was like a wrapper of textbook. My Chinese art paper was just sitting in the corner with no voice for calling me back. The more I mimic the student, the less I feel I'm alive. My smells disappeared, and my eyes were felt burning from reading under the dancing light of my yellow lamp. I started to realize I'm not pursuing the perfect and correct way. I'm pursuing the illusion and lose myself a lot in this puddle. In the middle of the night, I was almost asleep, exhausted, but I still have some worksheets need to finish. My room was quiet. My mom came quietly. She took a look at me. She asked me what happened to you recently. You seem to be less happier. When I heard this word, I fully realized how far I am. I thought I was chasing the perfect, but I just running away from the fear not to be enough. Every choice I make, every night I stay up, was not about passion. I suddenly understood the perfect version of me is impossible. And the way I'm using it is slowly making you lose. When I looked over my Chinese art paper, when I looked at my calligraphy works, I saw they would invite me back to Little Jerry. And the first word I wrote on my Chinese art paper was like a little crack of sunlight coming through the dark cloud. From that point on, I started to put more effort on being myself, not to be someone else. I stopped taking extra curriculum that I don't need. I take more time for myself and began to do what I love again. I may not learn so much during this period, but I learned that success was meaningless if it means to lose who you are. And happiness is not distraction, but a compass. The ranking still hung on the wall, but I know it just a number. I may never be perfect, but I no longer feel the need to be others. Thank you.